All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you are live with us here, welcome, welcome. If you are watching on the replay, the recording on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers, teachers, wisdom keepers who are sharing their wisdom and teaching so that we can all grow and expand in consciousness, so that we can all awaken to happiness now and thrive in all of our lives and whatever it is that we are doing. So today we have a new guest on the platform, a new speaker on our show. So I'm so excited to share his wisdom with you. So we have Dr. Hittesh Gurujee with us, and we're going to be talking about the secret language of breath, how Swaroday Yoga transforms mind, body, and destiny. And some of what we're going to talk about is the breath as a messenger, balancing energy through prana awareness, awakening the hidden power within, the science of Shivic awareness, and also we're going to be experiencing a short guided awareness practices and receiving some insights into daily breath observations to align with natural cosmic rhythms. And so I'm so excited because Guruji, I've just recently um, come across him personally, and so I've actually been working with him for the past, I think, 2 months, maybe not even 2 months yet, and it's has been amazing. So. Dr. Hittesh Gurujee is a luminary of eternal sciences and sacred wisdom. He is a renowned spiritual guide and master healer, revered worldwide for his profound expertise in multiple ancient sciences, and with deep mastery in astrology, Rudraksh healing and energizing, Swaroday Yoga, Vastu Shastra, numerology, aura and chakra cleansing, dream interpretation, past life regression, Tantra, yoga, and meditation, color therapy, Kundalini awakening, and chakra activation. He has transformed countless lives through his divine knowledge and intuitive insight. So I'm so excited because his wisdom is, I can't believe how much he knows and how much he shares so freely and willingly with all of us. So everyone, please join me sorry, I cannot speak today, in welcoming Guruji to the show. Guruji, welcome.
Thank you very much. And Joy Gurudev, Joy Masana, over to everyone. And are we going to have the questions on the message, or will people
Well,
unmute themselves?
normally what I ask is, if you have a question for Guruji, you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. And after you raise your hand, then I will ask you to unmute, etc. But feel free to put your questions in the chat or raise your hand. And Guruji, I just, because this is the first time on our show, and I don't like to ask this question myself because I haven't asked you this personally, but can you share a little bit about your journey? Because normally you don't ask gurus about their journey, so it's like, oh, I don't think I'm supposed
Thank
to
you. I
ask
will
that.
do
But
that. But I
whatever
want
you
to
can
tell
share
you
about
something
yourself.
about my recent experience that after 38 years, I'm feeling nervous today because your slangs, your pronunciations are too heavy for me to understand. So if people are going to ask questions, I will request them to come slow. So I was born in India, in Mumbai, but fortunately, I was born a special child. I'll say fortunately because that led me to be what I am. My parents, specifically my father, wasn't very happy. He wanted me to, you know, come out of my limitations. I couldn't make eye contact while talking. I couldn't speak fluently the way I'm speaking right now. And the spit would run out of my mouth. My memory was very, very, very weak. So when I was too difficult to handle, immediately 1 year after my birthday, got a daughter, my sister. So at that time, people did not know about special kids in 1972, 73, 74. So they knew that this boy is born mad. So they put me and my sister, my mom conceived again after 3, 4 years. So we were sent to our aunt's place to be taken care of. And after that, when we were 4.5, 5 years old, so I and my sister were sent into a boarding school in Panchgani, which is nearby Bombay, a hill station, to study. So, you know, somehow the parents will be free from the chaos of handling a special child. And there we studied up till the fourth standard, and from the fourth standard, there was some kind of change seen in me. And we were shifted to Bombay again. And in the fourth standard, I believe I must be of around 7, 8, 9 years, 7, 8, 9 years. So seriously, my mom started giving me books to learn meditation, ratak, mantra chanting, so I can improve my mind, I can improve my brain. And before that, whenever we used to come from the boarding school to the house, she used to give me some meditation technique, but she never gave me a book to read. So the education was never in Gujarati. So she gave me books in Gujarati and she taught me how to read Gujarati. Everything. I couldn't count till 10 at that time, even when I was in the fourth standard. So my mom gave me a book written by a person known as Anna Sahib Bhagwat, who was a Maharashtrian living in Gujarat. So he had written 3 books in his lifetime. And I was just 7, 8 years old, something like that. And there was a very tricky calculation in it connected with your age, divided by this, divided by that. So that is how you have to do the counts of the prana. And one count is of 1.24 seconds. So my mom, for her, it was very complicated to calculate that timing. So she gave me and she said that this pranayama is there, and he writes that anyone who does this counts of pranayama, that person will have a sharp mind. So I told her this is the count. So she said no. She said, read. Yes. I said this is the count, and this, as per my age, I have to do it as per this count. She had never seen me this confident ever in my life about anything. Still, I couldn't make eyes with her. I would look here and then speak to her. So she said, "How?" She was shocked. She said, "How are you so sure about it?" And I don't know from where it came from my mouth that it is me who has written this, and it was actually me. Then I did that practices, that breathing exercise with gazing, which is known as pratik, and I got the power of my mind. And I started becoming intelligent. I got elephant's memory, and I started improving and improving day by day. Then one day, I kept on reading books about meditation, specifically Osho times. I used to buy it from Radhi, and I used to do the meditations from there. And when I started reading Osho time, I came in Sudarshan Kriya. I will come to that also. Someone has written. Sudarshan Kriya Pranayam almost every night. Okay, Art of Living, Shishi Ravi Shankar Ji Maharaj. So I, where was I? Oh yeah. So I did the meditations and I started reading about Advaita, listening to Osho tapes. So one day I used to sleep in the living room on the couch, and there were 2 bedrooms. One bedroom was for my sister and my younger brother, and one for the parents. So one day my mother heard the voices in the living room, and she came and she checked, and I was listening to Osho. She removed the tape and she broke it in the middle of the night because there was a rumor in India that anyone who will listen to Osho will go and become a sannyasi, a renouncer, and will start living with him. And I did not know at that time, but in the morning she told me that in my horoscope, there was a very good gentleman over here who was our guru, a family guru. He had predicted that this guy will either become a very big spiritual leader, renouncer, or he will be a very big politician. And my grandfather was a freedom fighter in India. So they all believed that I will be a politician, not a. But this scared my mom. And she then said that, you stop meditating. But now I tasted the plant, so I needed more. So I would never ask for money even to pay my school fees from my parents. Because constantly there was one thought that I want to prove myself, that I'm not a mad child, I'm not a useless child, I'm not a good for nothing. So I used to have a friend and I used to take money from him and we used to give it on interest, little bit. And we would get interest from it and I would pay my school fees and I would take care of my expenses. So there came a time that I started searching for spirituality. So in 1997, one of my childhood friend, who was my first disciple in my this life, because I explained him Hanuman Chalisa, and now the brain was already good, very good. I had a very sharp mind, but my thirst was now to be enlightened. That wasn't happening. So, like someone said, Sudarshan Kriya, say, just came as a divine message to me. One of my friend, his girlfriend, was a television actress and a Gujarati stage actress, very famous at that time. We were childhood friends. Even the girlfriend was grown up with us. So we were all friends in the same group. She gave me a cassette at that time. There were cassettes of um, of a music called "Sacred Chants of Shiva," which was sung by the disciples of Shishi Ravi Shankar. At that time, he was known as Pandit Ravi Shankar because Pandit Ravi Shankar was also a famous musician in India, and he thought that his title has been stolen by Shri Ravi Shankar. So he was upset with him. So they met in a party in Delhi and he expressed his anger. And there, over there, Shri Ravi Shankar said that I'm dropping Pandit from my name and I'm taking the title Shri Ravi Shankar. That is how he took it. So when I read the title Pandit Ravi Shankar, at that time my brain was sharp that I could like read one page in few seconds. I would just move my eyes on one or two lines and I would know that what is written on the page. So when I was seeing who is the composer and all, I read the name and I took it for granted that it would be Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitarist, the musician. And because his daughter was also in America at that time, or in London, she was playing. So immediately there came a line that this is a spiritual way. And there was a picture. Now, this friend of mine from a teenage, he had again and again getting phobias that he's going to die of a disease called AIDS, which was very new, and no one had AIDS in India as well. So he used to get this phobia. So I explained him Hanuman Chalisa because at that understanding of mine, the only thing which would remove fear was the monkey god and Hanuman Chalisa. So I explained the meaning to him, everything, and he started touching my feet and he started taking me as his guru. We are still friends. We all are still friends. So after that, we were going good. But in 1997 or 98, he felt that phobia again. And I was in a village called Sangli helping my grandfather with his business. And he kept calling me on the local line desperately. At that time, there were trunk calls. We used to pay more. And he said, "You come back. I feel I'm going to die." And in the morning, 6 o'clock, when I was climbing down the railway platform, the bridge, I got attracted to a photo as if something was pulling me. In the beginning, I there was a big banner stuck over it. In the beginning, I thought I'm having vertigo because the full night in the train, and my sleep is very sensitive from the beginning. I can't sleep even if there is even little light over there or if there is a noise or something. So because I've not slept and the train was moving all night and I didn't get a place to sit sleep, I didn't have a reserved ticket, so I was sitting and coming. So I thought this is because of vertigo. Again, I got pulled towards the poster, the same poster. Then I looked at a poster and I saw a beard man, long hair, named Shri Ravi Shankar. So it was 95 or 96, 96 or 97, somewhere. So he was coming to India and I met him. We met him. He was coming to Bombay. I took him, my friend, but they did not allow him with me on the stage. And as soon as I went, I used to keep a big beard at that time. Again, today, I've started keeping a beard. He touched my cheek and he said, "You have come." I said, "How does he know me?" And I said, "This, my friend is having a phobia." She said, "He just did this." He said, "You have come." And I was shocked. And I could smell that perfume that I used to get, that perfume aroma from me whenever I used to do Gayatri Mantra. And I was looking for that perfume. And I hugged him and I went down and he spoke to my friend. His phobia was over by that time. Again and again later on, he started getting those phobias and we worked on it and we removed it. But that time we decided to do this course of art of living. But again, I wasn't taking any money from my family. So I had to wait because the fees was at that time little higher for Bombay people. It is still very high. But now it is, I think, the same that we paid last time. So my friend said that I will pay your fees. Let's go. I said no. So he came back again to Bombay, I think in 97, 98. And I met him. And I told him that I wasn't very happy with what he was preaching because by that time I was learning Advait from my guru called Chandrasekhar Dave. Advait means everything is one. There is no non-duality. Advait means non-duality. Dvait is duality and Advait is non-duality. So when everything is God, how can he claim that I'm incarnation of Shiva, I'm incarnation of Krishna, I'm God? So I was not happy with that concept of this, that he would tell his disciples and his disciples would tell the world. And when we went over there, there also we were going to pay the fees for the course. But somehow we didn't pay because I said, no, this is some kind of scam. He wants to establish himself as God. So that has happened to everyone who is enlightened. Even Jesus, he said, I'm the Son of God. If he would have been in India, he would have been worshipped. But in the West, they hanged him on the cross. So finally, he came. And there was a very crowded room, small room where he was. And I went and I said that when everything is one, everything is God, how is a special God, avatara, arrived? What is this? This is a fake philosophy. It is not Vedic. It is not Hinduism. So he said something from Jainism, which was very beautiful. The Jainism scripture of enlightenment written by Mahavira is called Samyak. And he quoted from the Samyak that everything is God. God is so big that everything said about God is true. Everything contradictory said about God is true. And this is also non-duality, that everything said about God is true because he's too big. Everything will fit him. If you think God is formless, yes. If you think he's formed, yes. If you think there is no God, yes. If you think there is God, yes. So I was so convinced and I was so impressed that I joined him. But my basic uh, purpose of joining him was not doing Sudarshan Kriya or getting some powers or having good health or good sleep. But my basic purpose of joining him was to get self realization. So from 97, 98, 99, when I did the course, the teacher took a promise from me that I will always do Sudarshan Kriya. So I was admitted in the hospital for bad health, and in the ICU, sitting on the ICU bed, I did my Sudarshan Kriya. I didn't even miss one single day because I was hoping that someday I will get self-realization. And unfortunately, it did not happen. I kept on doing the courses one after another. Soon, I became his security in charge and was like his right hand. I was called to places whenever he would be in India, wherever they were expecting huge crowd to manage the security for him, everything. So I was very optimistic about receiving self-realization via Sudarshan Kriya, the advanced course, which later on I found out was taken from Satyanarayan Goenka, Vipassana. And the Sudarshan Kriya was taken from Osho. And so I kept on doing the practices very religiously. And there was a course in Art of Living, which was known as past life regression. So I did that course, and suddenly something clicked in me that I started seeing my past lives in my dream, and also while I was doing the Sudarshan. I kept on seeing many, many, many lifetimes. And I saw that I chose myself to be born as a special child, as a mentally challenged child. So I will be strongly after spirituality to be enlightened. But my mom was also knowing that, so she got me married when I was 20. I got my son when I was 21 and a half. My son was born. So I was hunting for self realization desperately. And I saw many millions of lifetimes. And I saw that I've done everything under the sun. I was born as a Jew, I was born as a Partho, I was born as a Christian, I was born as a Muslim, I was born as a Hindu zillions of times, as the Arabic, as religions which no one know about, no one speaks about. And I have learned all the religions, done all the practices, but I've not got self-realization. The only thing left to do was the call time. I'd learned the occult, I'd learned the tantra, but not the extreme side of tantra, which people are scared of. You know, where you go, you do all the practices without clothes, you sky clad, you go and you stay in the cremation ground for 5 days, 10 days, and you just stay over there, eat over there, meditate over there. And people believe that they are doing this for black magic. Some people do it, but they don't stay in the cremation ground. They do some black magic and run away from the cremation ground. People who stay in the cremation ground, I will remind you that Buddha, when he would initiate anyone, he would tell them for 3 days you have to go and live in the cremation ground and just watch the burning parade and meditate on it. So this was meditation, meditating on that. Because whatever you are, your bones, your skin, your muscle, your blood, your hair, your thoughts, your speech, was once a part of your mother. So you are nothing but your mother. But unfortunately, your mother is nothing but her mother, and her mother is her mother. And this whole universe and countless universes have come from that great vagina, the great mother, which is known as black hole. And that is the birth of every one of us. That is the mother of every one of us. That is the womb from where every one of us has come. And we are going to go back into that black hole. The vacuum, the nothingness, not even the space. And if you want to meditate on that, you have to meditate on that. So I went to a guru who was the biggest call tantric in the world at that time. Is still is. There can be no one who can cross his limitations. His name was Rishi Baba. So I went to him, and in '98 we had a fight, and he vanished for 3 4 seconds. While speaking to me, I could hear him, not see him. I said, "This is my guru. This is what I want to do." He said, "You will have to do all this." So I said, "This is a sin. This is darkness. God is light. I don't want to get into it." I stopped myself. And then I had no other way because I had tried everything in this life, also in all the other life. So I joined him and I did everything that he said. So one day I told him, reminded him that Baba, I've come over here for self realization, and that's not happening yet. So he said, "You go to Lalita Baba in the mid of the mountain and you go and sit with him and do some puja and come back." So Lalita Baba I never liked because he used to speak against my guru and he used to abuse a lot. And abusive words was like you hear in American movies, 100 times more than that. So I went and he was abusing and I was doing puja and he would treat us sometimes okay and sometimes very badly. So he made me sit outside his room and we were praying. And in prayers, he said that I had come over here for self realization. And he started crying. And he said that one boy, he went mad on this mountain. That was all jungle at that time. He came and he stood over here because it was in between the jungle. No one would come. It was difficult. Only young people could go and cross over. He said he stood over there and he screamed at me. I did not pay attention because I thought he was drunk. And he said that, "Hey, Lalita Baba, hey, Bhattacharya, you came over here because you want enlightenment." I said, "Yes, what will you do?" "I want enlightenment and I've come over here and I'll take it and go." He said, "Then who will serve mother if you get enlightened and you are not reborn?" And he was crying while saying this. And he said that from that day I decided that I don't want to be enlightened. I just want to serve the Divine Mother being over here because no one comes over here. And I started crying. And when went back to my guru knew everything. I touched his feet and I was crying, so my tears wet his feet. He said, "What happened? You got the answer?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You want enlightenment?" I said, "No." That was 2004. It was Navratri period. I had stayed 10 days with him. I came to Bombay. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep even for a single second. I was just crying, crying, crying. I'd take my tiffin and I would give it to my workers. In the night food, I would tell my wife I didn't want. And after 3 days was Guru Purnima when I started feeling this Gupta Navratri. It was, and after the Gupta Navratri was Guru Purnima. After 5 6 days, but 3 days I was very restless. I was sitting on the commode. I switched on the jet spray. It hit my Muladhara chakra, the water, and I got self-realization. I came to know that there's no me. The me was only a imagination. So the moral of my story is that all the problems are your friends. Bigger the problem, they'll teach you something very big. They'll give you something very big. So,
I just want to say, I don't know what everybody else is thinking, but for me, it's like what you just shared with us is like so so much gold, such a blessing. Just sharing your experience and just listening to you speak about really what enlightenment is and what it's not, and all of our problems and all of our struggles and all the things that we are doing to get enlightenment and for what. It's very humbling. It's very humbling. So I just want to thank you for sharing your story and your journey, because I don't have the courage to ask anybody who is a guru, like my own guru. I have never asked him, "What is your journey? How did you become enlightened?" Like, it's like it's very I think it's very precious and special. So thank you so much for sharing that. And for all of us who are on this path, on this journey, whether it's for enlightenment or whether it's to have peace in our lives, um, more grace in our lives, we all go through different pathways and through different journeys, right? And we meet a lot of different teachers. And some stay for a little while, some stay for longer, but in the end, it comes back to you and your relationship with the divine, God, mother, whoever you want to call it. And for me, that is the most essential part of why we are here, is that relationship.
and
I will
that
try
is,
and talk
you can
slowly. I
call
just
it
remember,
whatever you want to, but it is actually yourself.
yeah,
Because when you
yes.
really find yourself, you found divine. So all that you are worshipping, all that you are searching for, that divine is nothing but you. And you are not a part of it. You are not a child of it. You are neither a messenger of it. It is complete. You are the complete divine. Divine is complete. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamidachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva, Vashishyate.
Hmm. To know that intellectually is one thing, but to know that internally, like in our being and in ourselves, that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're trying to get, right?
Yeah, that you have to be so much troubled that you feel that there's no worth of life. When you're ready to give up yourself, when you feel that there's no worth of the self, that is in two given positions when you're truly very troubled. Secondly, you find something which is more valuable than your life. And there is only one thing: love and devotion. Love is devotion. Love, where there is love, there is no respect. When love and respect coexist, that is devotion. When you have devotion, all the practices, the purpose of all the practices is to enhance your devotion.
Mm. And that love and devotion for oneself and or the divine, because sometimes it's easier for some of us to go externally, to look
That's it.
externally, right? We can't always
Duality.
understand that we are that, because we judge ourselves so much, right? We've made so many mistakes or whatever, or just our life's problems and issues. We judge ourselves and we think we are less than because of these problems. But the tools, I mean, I just met you, I guess, 2 months ago, I think, and it was during a period in my time when it's like nothing is working, absolutely nothing. I was at my wits' end. It's like I surrendered. It's like I don't know anymore. I've done everything that I know that I can. I don't know anymore. So that was that point of surrender, and that's when that's when I saw the email, and that's when I contacted you, and etc. Right? So it was because I'm not very good at surrender. I'll be honest, right? I've mentioned this on many calls that I am not good at surrender. So when I got to that point where it's like I have nothing left,
You are
so I'm
exactly
just going
like
to
me.
surrender. Sorry.
exactly like me.
I
Intelligent
noticed
people
that a little
cannot
bit.
surrender.
Yeah.
Intelligent people cannot surrender easily. But when you find something that you know that this is something higher than you, you suddenly find yourself lower, bending down with your head touching the floor.
Yeah. And that's when, for me, grace happens. Grace comes in, the divine comes in and takes my hand and saying, okay, this is what you should do, or this, follow this path, or follow this, right? And so, as most of my audience knows, for the past couple of months I have not been well physically, and so I have not been doing as many shows or as many calls and all that kind of stuff. I had no energy, no vitality, no strength, and I was going to doctors and everything to figure it out. And then, after working with you and some of your practices, some, because I'll be honest, I didn't do all of them. I did some, but within a week or two, I started getting my energy back. I started feeling like I had life in my being again. I have energy, and it's like now I feel like, oh, I'm back. It's like I can walk again. I can take the dog for a walk. I can go up and down the stairs. Like, I can do stuff, and it's like, oh, and I feel better within myself, right? And so that was just working for a couple of weeks with you and some of your practices, not even realizing that these simple practices can make such a big difference. Even though I knew about them, I knew some things, but it's like, but actually doing some of these practices has helped me tremendously, and I'm so grateful for that.
Thank
The
you.
divine mother brought you into my life, into my path.
So, there are this physical health and all. I found out that spirituality has great power to bring it back in a snap of a finger because there are few switches in a body. In olden times, we had a big computer desktop where we had restart button, and still in a phone we have a restart button. So a body has a restart button. When everything is going fail, you just do it. Like for example, a woman breathes more from her left nostril. A right brain is more active. And a man breathes more from his right nostril, his left brain is more active. All the nerves from a brain go crisscross. So when your left brain is more powerful, your right body is powerful. When your right brain is more powerful, your left body is more powerful. You are feminine, you are artistic. When your left nostril is more active. And when your right nostril is more active, you're physically strong, mentally weak. Other thing happens when you are breathing more from the left nostril. So woman generally gets pins and needles on her right leg. Or when a woman feels that she is unwell or not having enough energy, it is mainly her right side of the body which is pulling her down. And a man feels the same thing on the left side of the body. So your foot has a part which is known as heel. And sometimes I wonder why the lower part of the foot is called sole because it truly works like your soul. All your body parts are there inside. And just below your heel, over here, over here, this part, is a reset button. If a woman bangs her right feet on the floor 3 times, not on the carpet, not any soft pillow, on the floor 3 times, left feet, and a man bangs his right feet, or if you bang both your feet 3 times on the floor, just by doing that, your body is reset. And for 2.25 hours, you can sit on the floor with crossed legs. You can do some very difficult yoga exercise and nothing will go wrong with you. When I go to US or Canada, Vancouver, like Preeti ji, Alok ji, Dilip ji's place, I if I'm doing a puja and if they wish to sit down on the floor with me, cross legs, I make them do this exercise, banging the heel of the feet 3 times on the floor. And for 2.25 hours, you cannot get pins and needles in your. I hope everyone understands pins and needles. Okay. So the simple things I've learned from life, and few things we are really grateful. The East is really grateful to the West that all that we thought was superstition or blind faith has been proved to be very scientific by the West scientists. Before 30, 35 years, a pair of psychiatrists was called to USA from Paris. Both were male, both were partners at that time, and were given Nobel Prize. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry cannot be given Nobel Prize, correct? So they got the Nobel Prize because they said that when you become angry, you breathe faster. No, because you breathe faster, you become angry. Your mind is like a kite, and the thread, the rope, the string which controls the kite is your breath. You, as you know yourself, you are the mind, and you can never control yourself. To control your mind, you have to control your breath. Now, the same thing has been said by Lord Shiva millions of zillions of years before. But we take it for granted because we believe that we have been believing this that whatever is East is very old, ancient, and not up to date, not scientific. But I'm really thankful to the Western scientists who are refinding it. Like in the message box, if every one of you can write about your memory or about what you have heard from your parents, what is the first thing that you did when you were born? Can you tell me about it? What is the first thing? You can unmute if Shefaliji is allowing. You cried, Shefaliji cried. What did Eleanor do? What did Preeti ji do? What did Philip ji, Anita ji, Sunita ji do? Ah, you took a breath in and then you started crying, Shefaliji. And the last thing you will do is you will take a breath out and then everyone else will cry.
Yeah.
So your breath is so important. It is the first and the last act of your life. And in between the incoming and the outgoing breath is like the graph of your life. You are born with every breath in, and you die with every breath out. The dress that you are wearing is yours. If that is yours, it cannot be you.
True.
If this body is yours, it cannot be you. I get agitated when people say my soul. If it is your soul, if you own it, it's not you. You are not even the soul. So the closest which is to your soul is your breath, because your breath, you can never say that my breath. One moment it is in my body, if it comes out, it will go into your body. And if it is not your breath, then it is truly you. There's nothing which is yours. Even if you believe that it is your body, your dress, it has been given by someone. Body is given by parents, Clothes are given by the weaver. Name is given by someone else. Everything is been given by someone else to you. Nothing is yours. The only thing which is truly yours is your life. And this life is totally dependent on your breath. And that breath is so important that people teach you every damn thing. Nowadays, social media and phone, they also teach you how to have a physical relationship, which no one taught us during our age. Everything can be taught, everything is been taught. What is not taught is how to breathe. Nowadays, there are also courses that how to manage your emotions. But what is not taught is how to breathe. When that is you, that is the most important part of your life. That is your life, not even the important part of your life. That is your life. If I tell you, where do you live, Shefaliji? In USA,
Canada.
Canada. So if I come to Canada and if I tell you that these are the pair of shoes and I have too much of luggage, next time I come, they are pure leather shoes, very expensive, bought from Canada. You keep it with you. I'm coming back in 4 months. I will carry it in the next visit. Will you keep it for me? Leather shoes. But if I tell you this is a leather body, it does not have a breath in it. Will you keep it for 2 hours with you? No. The police will come searching for you. Breath is so important. Right now, you have a name. People call you Shafali, PPG, Eleanor, Joy, Mikhail. You all have name, Anita. You all have name. Once the breath leaves your body, you will become a body. Your name will leave with the breath. The breath is so important. A dog is angry all the time, barking all the time, lustful all the time, wants to pump even though his own owner, his mother, who has adopted him, wants to have sex with his biological mother also. Dies in 10 to 15, maximum 18 to 20 years. This is how the dog breathes. A tortoise takes one breath in 4 minutes, lives for 400 years. People who are very angry, very lustful, they die early. People who have a profession like me of speaking, they are also breathing faster. They also die very early. Osho, Swami Vivekananda, Adi Shankaracharya, all good orators, fast breathers, because to speak you require the breath, right?
Yeah.
They also died early. So if you know astrology or palmistry or tarot card, you have to understand one thing that it's not mentioned how many years will you live. It is mentioned how many breaths you will take. And it's absolutely up to you to slow down your breath, have deep breaths. And the techniques we will tell you. Have you seen drug addicts or special kids, challenge kids, stupid people? They breathe from their mouth. In India, there's no one even to tell you that, oh, close your mouth. When we have 90% of the mosquitoes of the world in India, that, oh, the mosquito will go in and make a house. Close your mouth and breathe.
True.
Throughout the world, you see all the intelligent people, they have their mouth closed. They speak less and they breathe with their mouth closed. So this is what we are coming up with, the science of breath. When you learn how to breathe, you learn how to love, you learn how to be what you want to be. The difference between a rich person and a poor person, a sick person and a healthy person, a peaceful person and a chaotic person is how you breathe. You are nothing, your breath is everything. If you are an angry person, it is because of how you're breathing. If you are rich, if you are poor, if you're peaceful, if you're healthy, if you're unhealthy, you have only one thing to blame, your breath. Sometimes we have another thing to blame, the planets, your luck. Now the Saturn, the Mars, the Jupiter is not coming down with a stick and hitting it on your head. All they do is change the pattern of your breath. Have you looked at the sun like this? You see those silver lines coming from the sun? That is the life force, Prana Shakti. And that Prana Shakti comes to us via the sun or via other planets. The major source of energy is this sunlight, Prana Shakti, which is coming to us. And when it comes via different planets, as per the situation of those planets in your hands or in your chart, they change, they change the rhythm of your breath. Now, if you're born on 2nd of January 1972 at around 2:14 p.m. in India, Mumbai, there are millions of people born at the same time, and that too also at the same place. A beggar must be giving birth to a baby below the hospital where you are born. A very intelligent person must have been born at the same time, same place when I was born as a special child. So the effects of planets do affect you, but at what ratio, that depends on how you are breathing. If your breathing is perfect, the effect of the planets cannot damage too much in you. But if your breathing is imperfect, even slightest negative vibration from someone or a planet will damage your whole life. The remedies that we do, astrological, tarot remedies that we do for correcting our luck, this all remedies are just for one simple thing to correct our luck. The chanting that we do, I say, come on, do 125,000 mantras, do more, do more, do more. The chant becomes your breath. The chanting is actually becoming your breath and rhythmizing your breath. Your mantra, your goddess, your deity that you're worshipping, they tune up your breath. Like, for example, right now, if you are looking at me, if you turn your face and look at something else, immediately the pattern of your breath changes. You become like whom you love because you start breathing like the person whom you love. More faster than that, you become like the person whom you hate because you start breathing like the person that you hate. And more faster than that, you become like the one you worship because you start breathing like the one whom you're worshiping.
So it's not as simple as breathe deeply, because in
Ah, yeah.
yoga they teach you that Just sit and breathe deeply. You know, the from the top, the middle, the bottom of your lungs. Breathe deeply. It's not. It's much more than that.
It's much more than that. You will be breathing deeply like over here for 15, 20 minutes. Still, I'm here with you, making you breathe deeply. Once if I stop doing that and if I put you to something else, your breath will again become shallow. So you need some practices which will make your breath deeper, 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 very deep. Not only deep, they have to be in rhythm. If you take 1 minute to breathe in and half a minute to breathe out, that deep breath is also useless. If you take 1 minute to breathe in and 1 minute to breathe out, that deep breath is also very useless. You must always take more time to breathe out than you have to take to breathe in. The golden ratio, which is mentioned in the Vedas, which is very famous in Paris, 1 is to 1.61. The divine ratio or the golden ratio. Your breath has to be like that. If you're breathing in for 1 minute, your breathing out has to at least be for 1 minute, 61 seconds. Or 1.61 minutes to be precise, because 61 seconds is 2 minutes again. So 1.61 minutes has to be your outgoing breath. So that is what.
That's like a continuous thing, not just like sitting for 5 minutes. That is what we are aiming for like the majority of our breathing, right?
Jesus disappeared for a few years. How many years?
Hmm.
13 years, right?
Yeah.
14 years. Rama had to go to the jungle for 14 years.
Yeah.
All the saints, all the sages had to meditate, go in solitude for 14 years and meditate. To correct your breath, how much time do you willing to make it a continuous process?
Maybe 14
14
years.
years. Or else, if you give me just 5 hours a day to do some practices, I can make it happen in few months.
Hmm.
Is it possible for everyone to give me 5 hours a day, sit with me like this on Zoom, 5 hours a day? No, right? Because you just have 24 hours a day. What if I increase 5 hours in your day and I make your day of 25 or 29 or 30 hours a day? Will it be possible for you then to give me 5 or 6 hours a day?
Sure.
Correct? Okay. So I give you a meditation that you do while sleeping. We teach you a meditation that you do while sleeping. And this meditation, I've named it Hansa Kriya. Hansa is the name of my mom, and Hansa is the sound of breath. Outgoing breath is Han, incoming breath is Sa. So this Hansa Kriya that we teach you, that you do while sleeping, you are totally aware of it, and you're also aware that you are sleeping. And after a few days, some people, they start seeing what is going to happen on the next day in their dream. And your intuitions start coming to you in your dreams. And this Hansa Kriya will be taught in the beginning of Swaroday Yoga. And you will see that you have become Jesus Christ. You have become Muhammad. You have become Rama, who had to vanish for 14 years to become what they are. You will learn that in few months just by meditating while sleeping. So if you are sleeping for 6 hours a day, you will be meditating for 6 hours a day. If you are sleeping for 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day, or 8 hours a day, you will be meditating for that long time. So it is that continuous. Apart from that, you can conceive a child at first shot. Because I just told you that when you are breathing in from the left nostril, you are a woman. If you are breathing from a right nostril, you are a man. If the male and female are meeting and both are breathing from the left nostril, it is like two women having physical relationship. Both are breathing from right nostril, it's like two men having a physical relationship. But when a woman is breathing from right and a man is breathing from left, the man can conceive, but God has not kept, Mother Nature has not kept any solution in his body that he can conceive a child. Only and only when the woman is breathing from a left nostril and the man is breathing from his right nostril at the first very go, you can conceive a child. This also is taught in the Swaroday Yoga, different levels. Science now, recently from few years, knows that there are different jobs of the different hemisphere of the brain. Left brain, right brain. Lord Shiva has said it millions of lifetimes behind, and he has explained it via the rhythm of the blood, rhythm of the breath. So that is all that we teach. And it is not simple because life is not simple. Your body is not simple. You will learn everything about your body mind system, and you will also learn about your states of consciousness or states of existence, waking state, dreaming state, sleeping state, meditative state, and enlightened state. Conscious, semi-conscious, unconscious, superconscious, and collective conscious. So these are the main five states. Of course, as per the Veda, there are 25. And as per the Shaivism, there are 37 states of consciousness. But this five everyone can understand. Everything in this universe is a combination of five elements. You will learn about the shape, the colors, the positions of these five elements. So in your breath also, which has to be dominated for what? Like Mikhail has red roses on her DP, Zoom DP. What does it mean? You will be able to do exact predictions about Mikhail by looking at the roses. That she is a short or he, Mikhail is a man or a woman?
Woman, Michelle.
Man. Michelle is a man. Yeah.
Woman.
So Michelle, movement. So Michelle is a short circuit. She can be angry very faster because of the red color and because of the curvy shape, the curvy petals, which is also water element. She also calms down that faster. Her anger is like the bubble in the water. This all just by the knowledge of breath, knowledge of element, is that you learn.
So Guruji, I'm going to just share the special offer page, and then just so that people understand what the package is that you were talking about, and then we'll come back and continue with the conversation and some of the practical processes that we're going to be doing as well. Sounds good?
Yeah, excellent.
So Guruji's package A is called Become the Living Magnet, and this is one of the courses programs that I am working on and working with myself. But this, there's so much, so many processes and techniques involved in this. So can you talk a little bit about what this program is like?
See, it's called the living magnet. It's like you attract whatever you want, but people have misunderstood magnet. Magnet is not only about attracting, magnet also repels. So you attract what is there for you, what you want in life, and you repel what is not needed. And there are some practices that you have to do every day, probably with us on Zoom or on yourself, There will be a Zoom class maybe once, or if everyone is not fitting in that time, twice a day. And you can attend any one or you can attend both and do the practice with us and become a living magnet. Repel whatever you want to repel in life and attract whatever you want to attract in life. This is done by a proper practice of 21 days, continuous practice. If you want, we can give you weekly off of 1 or 2 days if everyone wants. And if you want, we can do it at a stretch of 21 days. As per what people want. The timing for the Zoom class will be as per the highest votes. And if more than 20% people are not fitting in the timing of the highest vote, we'll keep two timings where you can come as per your time and pace and practice it with us on Zoom, like this, like what we are doing right now.
And at the same time, so there's a possibility of having two classes per day that you can join to do the practical process with guidance and with everyone else. So you're not alone doing it, and you can also ask
And
questions as
there
well.
are many mentors who are helping you with it also.
Yes, there's mentors, and you ask questions and whatever you're experiencing, and Guruji and the mentors are there to assist for sure. Um, so that's package A, and package B is even so much more. Um, it's like, we made package B, the second part, only $10, but it's actually worth thousands of dollars more. But we wanted to make this available to all of you who are interested in transforming your life, and interested in understanding your breath and how you breathe, and to basically understanding life, because it's going to transform your life. You're going to have more understanding of yourself as well at the same time. So so this is what we have been talking about during the whole call, but just briefly, Guruji, if you can just explain a little bit about the practical logistical parts of this program.
Can I tell a small story, not a story, before we go ahead while explaining this? I just remembered it when we were talking about practice. Can I?
Sure. Yep.
So one day Nattu got down at Bombay airport and he took a cab and he said, I have one bag with me, one big luggage with suitcase, and I want to go to Andheri. What will you charge me? He said, 50 rupees. He said, what for the luggage, for the suitcase? He said, suitcase is free. He said, you take the suitcase, I'm coming with by government transport. So this $10 is only for people who will buy the first offer, or
Yeah.
else it is for $111. It is worth thousands of dollars. But this $10 is, you can't say that I will take the second offer for $10 and let go the first offer. No, it is $10 for people who will buy the first offer. And here we are teaching you the Hansa Kriya. This is 4 terms of the Swaroday Yoga, 13 days of Swaroday Yoga. It will start after the first four signs, the living magnet ends. After that, the Swaroday Yoga will start. It has physical exercises, breathing exercises, meditation, philosophy, you name it. If it is a part of life, it is then included in it. But this is the first level, then we have the second level, and then we have two secret levels, which we only allow people who are worth it to do it. One is how to conceive a child, and second is how to mesmerize, how to hypnotize. So if we think that you will not misuse it, then we give it to you. The best part of the living magnet and the Swaroday Yoga term 1 and term 2 is that When you have learned both the terms 1 and 2, or if you have just learned the first part of the living magnet, you will get a certificate from us, from our NGO, to teach it to others. You will be able to teach it to whomsoever you want to teach it. So
So, and
it's
so that's
about
both.
breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, both the cases, both the cases.
So as I was saying earlier in the call, I have been working with some of these practices myself now for a little bit. And, even when I think I don't have time, I find the time to do them, right? And I try and join. There are meditation calls, once in the morning, once in the evening, like a couple of times a week. And so I try to join whenever I can, because that group process, that group collective energy that builds, and that feeling of you're not doing it by yourself, you're supported. So that support is always there. And of course, when you are in the program, any program with Guruji, you are fully supported and protected anyways, but you do have to share your experiences so that he can help and assist. And so for myself, I had, shared something that I thought was normal. It's like, okay, I've experienced this for so long. It's normal. It must be normal. And in fact, it was not good. So then, as soon as I told Guruji, I didn't do anything different, but suddenly things have changed, right? So things can, if you are doing something in your practice that you think is totally normal, but it may not be the best for you,
Safe.
there's support and help for you to correct that. So I'm really grateful for that, because it's like, I don't know, I thought I was doing, I thought it was good, I thought it was normal, but it could have led to some dangerous situations for myself. And I think, the when we talk about emotions, when we talk about, so many people on our calls talk about wanting more money, or wanting more clients, or wanting um, just wanting different things that they're not able to achieve or have up until now. And they've done everything, right? We've heard this on so many calls. I've done everything, and it's not shifting. Everything is stuck, or they're focused on trying to heal this or heal that, meaning emotional patterns. Um, I think all of that kind of stuff gets in our way. But when we start doing some of these practices that Guruji is teaching, they things start to shift, because our breathing starts to shift, our energy vibration frequency starts to shift, and we are being supported by the divine mother, by Guruji, and the mentors, and the whole community as well.
You can get everything, that's for true. Up till now, around 73, 74 people have received self-realization under my guidance. I can say that around 60 people have received it, or around at least 55 people have received it in the Swaroday Yoga course. And 2 have received it in the Living Magnet course. One is in front of, Shefaliburns. She is the white woman from London. Her name is, what's her name?
Lords.
Lords. So Lords received it, having no background of Indian philosophy or nothing. She received it. So if enlightenment is possible with these practices, then anything is possible. Worldly pleasures, money, relationship, health is just like the back of your hand. You know it, you have it anytime you.
And I find, Guruji, that when you are sharing information, when people are asking questions, and the mentors, when we ask them questions, it's amazing the amount of wisdom there is, and sometimes really simple little things that we just did not know about, right? But when you share your experiences and the wisdom and certain practices that assist us, it's like magic. It's like It's just
Thank
some of the stuff I've mentioned. It's like I just tell you, and suddenly it's fixed. It's like it's like, oh, I wish I would have met you before, but it is
you.
what it is.
So now that you have found me, you are fulfilling your duty of putting me to other people.
Exactly. Yep. Because before that, I didn't know you at all. So I had heard your name, but I never watched any videos. I never attended any of the Zoom calls from Mystic Lotus with you. But then just, I got an email that a month later, and then I opened it and it's like, oh, this is interesting. Let me find out. So I think everything happens in divine timing. So Guruji, is there any practice that you want to take us through to share with us so that we can experience a little bit more of uh, guided awareness or anything about the breath? Because I'm
Relaxation.
still
What do you want? You people can write on the group. What do you want it for? If you want it for abundance, if you want it for peace of mind, for health, for
so. So we'll take a vote,
brain.
everyone. So if you want to type in the chat, do you want a process or meditation, guided meditation on abundance, or physical healing, or emotional healing, or um, manifestation? So manifestation of abundance. So we're going to choose, obviously the one with the most, right? So we have
Right.
mostly abundance manifestation.
Okay. Okay. Mostly abundance and manifestation. Okay. So we'll go with that. We'll go to physical abundance manifestation. Abundance. Oh, we'll go with abundance.
Abundance. So Guruji, abundance is not just money. Abundance is well-being as well, right? So I know Sarah wrote about physical and emotional healing, but abundance also includes well-being, does it not?
You know what is the name of the goddess of abundance?
Lakshmi.
What does Lakshmi mean? It is her period. She is going, it's her birthday in few days.
That's
Diwali is
true.
her birthday, second birthday. Lakshya is target, means me in Sanskrit.
Mm.
So abundance does not only mean money which helps you to find yourself. That is true abundance.
Oh wow.
So anyone who knows the real meaning of goddess of abundance knows what abundance means. So, you know, we have seen that a total well-being is generally lacking in intelligent people. Yes, no.
Yep.
You know what is the vehicle of Lakshmi? Owl.
Mm.
In the West, they think owl is very smart. In the East, we say ullu. Ullu means dumb.
Sure.
The word for owl is a common word used for a dumb person. Like a duck is called a quack. A liar who talks big is known as a quack in the West. In the same way, in India, when you say this person is dumb, they say he's the owl. Owl, right? How do you pronounce it? Owl? Owl. Okay. Forgive my pronunciation. So let us be in the mid part. Let us not be the intelligent nor the dumb one, but let us be childlike. Childlike is not childish. Childlike is a child who is intelligent, but also innocent. The problem with today's world is that innocent people are not honest. Uh, Innocent people are not intelligent, and intelligent people are not innocent. The combination of intelligence and innocence makes you child. So when your breath is like of an old man who is intelligent like an owl, and also your breath is shaky, dancing, jumping, bubbling like a small child, it is innocent. There's one thing common in an intelligent old grandpa and a child is they breathe in from the nose and they breathe out from the mouth. But still they take more time to breathe out than they take to breathe in. Have you seen that? A child also, an old man also. Okay. So we will do this. After a few breaths, as per the instructions, you will make your breath jump. You breathe in and you breathe out as much as I tell you. Then you breathe in parts, in breaks, two breaks, and breathe out in one stretch. Again, you breathe in and break, two breaks, and you breathe out in slow breath. See, that will make you abandon and manifestation ready. Okay. So keep your back, neck, and head in one straight line. That doesn't mean yet your shoulders have to be stressed. Relax your shoulders. Relaxing your shoulder doesn't mean that your back has to be bent. Your back has to be straight. There has to be a big smile on your face, not like a miser, bigger than this, a bigger smile. And take a deep breath and breathing out from your mouth, drop your body weight on your chair. Breathe in with the sound of soul and breathing out with the sound of hun. Drop your body weight on the chair that you are sitting. With the sound of sa, you breathe in. And with the sound of hun, you breathe out and drop your body. Now breathe in from your nose and just watch the sound of the breath. If you can't hear the sound, just watch your breath. The sound of outgoing breath is han, and the sound of the incoming breath is sa. Every time I say han, you will breathe out from your mouth, and the breathing out will be slow and it will go on till I say han. Every time I say sa, you will breathe in from the nose. And when I say sasa, you will have a pause in between the incoming breath. Breathing out from the mouth, han, sa, han, sa. Breathing out from the mouth, han, sa, han, sa. Now you can rock with the breath. Han, sa, han, sa, han, sa, han, sa, sa, han, sa, sa. Han, sa, sa, han, sa, sa, han. Breathing out, sa, sa, han. Breathe out. Breathe in, sa, sa, han, 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 sa, sa, han. Sa sa han 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 sa han sa han sa han sa. Relax and see the whole body vibrating with energy. When the body and the mind and the spirit is receiving this energy, receive everything that you want to manifest for yourself with this vibration within you, inside you. Every incoming breath is energizing the body, outgoing breath is relaxing the body. Bless everyone with this awareness that you know who need blessing. Give away the power of this meditation to everyone, and you will receive million times more. You can open your eyes whenever you feel complete.
Thank you, Guruji. That was quite powerful. I don't think I've done that before, so that was a new experience, and I could definitely feel so much vibration. And I feel now like everything is brighter. I feel like I'm so much brighter. The room feels brighter. The screen feels brighter.
It is much brighter. And it was just for around 4 minutes that we did. Just only for 4 minutes.
Yeah,
So
please write in
when
the
you
chat
come
what
across,
what you experienced. I always ask that, and I forgot. It's like I'm still in the in the energy. So one quick question about this last process, Guruji, because it's like if you're not used to breathing so deeply, um, I felt it a lot in my stomach area.
once you find it in your Muladhara chakra, then your intelligence will support you forward. Right now, when you feel it in your stomach, you will know that your instincts is giving you the power of money. Lakshmi is blazed on the Muladhara chakra and also in the Manipur chakra, in the navel.
Oh, okay.
And if you're very sensitive about your body, you also know that Lakshmi Vishnu is also in the heart. So you will see that your base chakra, Muladhara, your navel, Manipur, and your heart, Anahat, they all three are vibrating. They all three got activated with this breath just for 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was quite powerful, and I feel energized and just so much clearer, so much brighter. Definitely, it was like an anti-aging cure as well.
Yeah.
I can't say the word
Yeah.
cure,
And
but
all your senses have
anti-aging
become
process.
brighter, all your wrinkles go away.
Exactly. That was great. Um, Gosh, anybody have any questions? Because I know I asked a lot of questions, but I always have so many questions to ask Guruji. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, please do. You can unmute yourself or type your question in the chat. Manisha says, my heart chakra is vibrating strongly even now. Awesome, that's great. Kimberly said, easy to
When
use,
your
but
heart
very
opens up,
energetic.
money will come, abundance will come, luxury will come, fulfillment will come. Hmm. Yeah, sorry, Stephanie.
So I was just gonna say, like with the heart chakra, normally, we talk about gratitude, opens up the heart chakra more, and gratitude brings in abundance, etc. Joy brings in abundance, but it's not. For me, it's about really feeling it within your being, that joy and that gratitude. It's not just empty words. It's your
And
vibration
joy
frequency.
and gratitude, if you bring it with force, it will be temporary. But if you bring it with your breath, it becomes your nature.
Yes. Yes, that is what we want to change. Having it be part of our nature, a part of our being. Yeah. Um, I just want to quickly ask you really quickly about talking about natural cosmic rhythms. So you talked about the planets a little bit, but when it comes to breathing, in order to align, because Bhuvneshji told me about this, but when your breath is aligned with the cosmos, it's like your life flows much more smoothly. With the cosmic
There's a
energies,
beautiful
or
thing written in the Rig Veda. It is written, Ata Brahmande Tata Pinde Ata Pinde Tata Pinde. Whatever is there in the body is there in the universe. Whatever is there in the universe is there in the body. When the proportion is disturbed, then you go for a toss. You are disturbed totally. You are totally shaken. So when you are in rhythm with the universe, the rhythm is known as swar. And the only rhythm in you is the rhythm of the breath. If you think you are breathing, right now you came to know that you are breathing and what is breath after this short 4.5 minutes exercise that we did. That is Uday. Uday is rising. This is the rising of breath. This is the first time that you have actually done breathing. You have you heard about the olden days? We still see in India, also in Bombay at Lohar Shal, that the ironsmith has a bag, leather bag, which with that leather bag he pumps in air into his furnace and then hits the iron. You
yeah,
all are breathing like that leather bag of an ironsmith, lifeless breath. The bag of the ironsmith, the leather bag of the ironsmith is also breathing. You also like a leather bag which is breathing, but without life in it. Now you know that each breath which came in brightened up your life. So you are seeing more light in the room. Your senses, your screen, everything has become so powerful. So, if this much can be given in such a short time, what will be given in 13 days process? Just think.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Swaroday, and this is the yoga. Yoga means union of human and God, life and the giver of life.
Oh, thank you for reminding me, Guruji. So when we're talking about Swaroday Yoga, we're not talking about Hatha Yoga, we're not talking about yoga postures, like physical postures, but yoga, it is about union. So,
Yoga
and
is union. Yoga is
yeah,
union. Yes, the outgoing breath is Han, incoming breath is Sa.
yeah.
Someone asked a question, I think.
Yeah,
Shruti.
so somebody had asked a question in the chat, just a clarification on sa, we inhale, and on hum or hun, we exhale. So when you're
Yeah.
breathing in, you can sense or hear even the sound is
Sa.
like sa. And when you're breathing out, it's hum or hun.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. And then so definitely that process is something you can do many times, just following this process that we did. But especially, I think it would be helpful when someone is feeling sad or depressed or emotional. It can help to uplift them, right?
Yes. And everything happens twice in this creation. Once in your thoughts and second in reality. So when you are depressed, when you're sad, you're shrinking. And so everything around you will also start shrinking in reality. In the second thing, your wealth, your abundance, your well being. But when you're happy, you expand, your body expands, and everything around you starts expanding. So if this breath can make you joyful and brighter and wrinkle free, younger, then this breath can also expand everything around you, which is called manifestation and abundance.
Yeah. So anything is possible with these two programs that you're teaching and that you're sharing with us. Anything is truly possible, because I know in you also teach about manifestation and different practices and how to actually manifest with the breathing and with there's just so much. It's like for me it feels like you have limitless wisdom about these topics, unlimited
Yeah.
wisdom on these topics.
That is the grace of all my gurus and divine mother. That is their blessings and their grace that have been able to.
So Guruji, was there anything else that you wanted to share with us today before we go? I'm just checking the
I have
poll.
something very important to share, and that is that I need double fees for what I have taught you right now. One fees is the promise that you will practice it whenever you feel like. You will feel relaxed, you will feel like yawning after this. Don't worry. You will feel totally awake after this. Don't worry. It is a part of process. And secondly, change your life and also lives of millions of others by learning this art, joining this course, and also teaching it to others. Do it right away, enroll with shefaliburns. These two things I want from you all, each and every one. Because whether right now on the Zoom or looking at the recording or whatever, these two things, two promises is come, change, and change others. Let us make this world a better place. There is enough for every one of us. Let us get it. Reach our hands out and just get it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Gurujee. And that is what it's about, right? We are here to share our wisdom, our whatever we are learning. We're here to share that, to help others to grow, to expand in consciousness, to add more light to the world, um, to help the humanity and the collective to raise their vibration frequency. That is why we do these shows. That's why we are on all these calls. That's why we send so many blessings and prayers for everyone. It's so that we can all have a much better life, right? And so that we can
Yeah.
awaken to happiness now. It's about being happy and joyful the best we can. Sorry, Gurujee, you were saying?
No, no, nothing. I just said, yeah.
So I will have the recordings out in a little while. So of course, please go back and watch and listen, because there was so much information and wisdom during this call, and also that process that we did. You might want to watch it a few times with, during the video, so that you can do it again and again for yourself, because it was so powerful. And you only really know how powerful something is when you experience it for yourself, when you actually do it. So please, do that process again. It's only 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Do it again for yourself, experience it. And then when you feel comfortable with it, share it with others, right? Teach it to others. Um, and of course, please do take a look at the special offer package. Those two programs are going to be life-changing, transformational. There is a payment plan available for both of them, but please, for this instance, do not use any discount code, because it is a love offering from myself. So please keep it to what it is on the page, okay? So if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, because I'm always here for all of you. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. This was great. And there's going to be more to come. Gurujee will be back next week, next Friday, with another call with more wisdom, with more processes for all of us to learn and continue to grow and expand in consciousness. So thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Thank you, Gurujee.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you so much.
Hari Om. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, everyone.